Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It's Live Live this week, and I actually think this is week 12. I know for a while I forgot about it, which week we were on, but I think it's week 12 this week. So I can you hardly believe it? I I can't believe it. So we've been journeying together for a while now, and if you're brand new to Live Live, I want to tell you about what it is. I'm Olivia, first of all, and I'm a leadership and life coach and a speaker. And man, I just have a passion for meeting people exactly where they are. And this is one way I get to do that. I get to meet with you all once a week, every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. I've made that promise to hop on here with you all and talk about what I'm working through in my own work, what stood out for me for the week, what's processing in my mind, and just to create a space for us all to process together, think about new thoughts. People have called it their midweek coaching session, a little energetic boost to get you through the rest of the week, whatever you want to call it, however it hits you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this week. And this week is really, really special because um, I'm actually going to start off with a story, but before I get into this, I want to remind you too that I'm available for coaching right now and I have some spots open. And so, if you know someone that would like some life coaching, if you want to ask some questions about what that would look like to potentially work together, to talk about pricing, to talk of what any question, it's there's no dumb question. Um, Let me know, and you can let me know by going to my website, oliviafitchett.com, clicking on the Work With Me tab, and then filling out the contact information at the bottom of the page. I can't wait to hear from you. So let me jump into my story, guys. It's like a sweet one. It'll blow your mind because it's just so darn sweet and uplifting. I normally don't start off with stories, but this week I'm going to. So this week at church, our pastor talked about this story, and it stuck with me all week, and that's the reason I'm going to talk about it. It's the story of this couple, and their names are Don and Moya Ritchie. And Don and Moya retired to this well, they lived in Australia, but they retired in this little town in Australia, and they bought this house that overlooks this beautiful cliff. And they got there to retire. If I remember correctly, he was in the Army or the Navy or their military force over in Australia, and he had retired. And they were looking forward to just sitting back and relaxing. But as they were acclimating to their area, what Don noticed is he would look outside and kind of see what was going on and just look outside, and he would see people up there on the cliff, and then he would go and do some laundry or come back, and then they would be gone. And he didn't really understand why. People would just kind of go missing off this mountain. And so he would sit there and watch and wonder. And in a conversation, he found, in researching it, he found that he actually lived right across the street from Australia's most notorious cliffs for suicide in Australia. And what was happening was people were taking their own lives. And that's why he wasn't seeing them after he saw them the first time on the cliff. That's why they were disappearing. Um, and so what he decided to do was when he saw these folks going out to this cliff, he would actually leave his house, go across the street, and go up there and talk with them, and invite them in for coffee, invite them in for tea or beer, and just have a conversation. And over the course of around 50 years of being there, it's reported that Don saved 160 lives at least. But that's just the official count. Those are people that's come forward, and we can confirm that. But some sources say that he saved over closer to 500 individuals from suicide. And to Don, in his own words, it was really simple. Why? He said, "You just can't sit there and watch them." And it hit me. It hit me this week. And I realized, I got thinking about it, and I realized that the reason that Don did that, and the reason that Don saved all of those lives, and all those people can credit their lives to him, is simply this: Don made a difference because he showed up in the space that he occupied. He showed up in the space that he occupied. He zeroed in on what was literally right in front of his eyes. And I think the reason, again, it was kind of um, something I wanted to think more about, was because in this time in January, people are thinking about big picture things, right? We're thinking about our goals, we're thinking about our big plans and our big dreams and how we're going to put them into big action. And we've got all this newness, all of this freshness. And we have all of our heart and all of our mind kind of focused up here on what we want and what we've got going on for us. And a lot of times we miss what's right in front of us. We miss what's right in front of us. And it doesn't have to be lives at stake. Maybe for you it is. Maybe you're in a position like Don was. I don't know. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's smaller things, like what's right in front of you, like a kid's dance recital, doing the dishes for your spouse one night. If you're a teenager on here, picking your room up. Maybe it's messaging that friend, texting that friend that's not been acting the same way. Maybe it's doing something a little extra for your neighbor, or getting the mail for someone that needs it that week. I don't know what it is. But what I'm saying, and then the idea of this message is, let's not get so caught up in our dreams and our goals and our passion, our ambition, that we miss what's happening right in front of our face. So my question today for all of us, myself included, is how well do you occupy your space? Are you being responsible with your space? And you know what's interesting to think about is, think about if Don wasn't responsible with his space, all the lives that would have been lost. And this isn't maybe the same for every single person. Again, we've all got different lives. We've all live in different places with different plans and different dreams and different people around us. But I want this live life to kind of serve as just a checkpoint this week, just something to talk about, something to think about, something to see where in your life can you start to implement, hey, being mindful about these smaller things in our life. So here's your awareness checkpoint for the week. Watch out for what's happening right in front of you, the simple things, and think about how you're occupying your space well. Thank you guys so much for joining me again this week. I hope I gave you something to think about. I know that for me, it's really, really sat with me this week of how can I be a better steward of where I am? How can I open my eyes to other people around me, to other things around me that are bigger than my big goals and my big plans? I hope this rocks your week like it did me. I love you all. Remember that if we want to intentionally set ourselves up for success in our life, in our marriage, in our work, whatever it is, we have to honor ourselves this week by occupying our space well. So you all, something good, I'm going to stutter. Something good is going to happen to you and through you this week. I'll talk to you later. Have a good rest of your week.